Hello dear students, I hope all of you are doing well. So in this video, I will deal with reference as is provided under Civil Procedure Code. So let's just start with our first slide. So the first slide talks about the relevant provisions. So section 113 and order 46 of Civil Procedure Code are relevant for reference to High Court. Now we need to understand that in what cases a reference can be made. What happens in reference? A subordinate court seeks the opinion of High Court on certain question of law. So if you read section 113 and order 46 rule 1, then we can come up with three situations in which a reference can be made. Like under section 113, the opening line says that any court may state a case and refer the same for the opinion of the High Court, and the High Court may make such order thereon as it thinks fit. So this is first scenario, meaning thereby any court may state a case. So here there is discretion, there is no obligation to mandatorily refer the case for High Court's opinion. Second situation is provided in the proviso of 113, which says that if any subordinate court is while dealing a case is satisfied that this particular case involves a question as to the validity of any act, ordinance or regulation, or any provision that is contained in any act, ordinance or regulation, and according to the subordinate court, such question needs to be determined in order to enable him to dispose of the case effectively. And he also is of the opinion that such act, ordinance or regulation or any provision of such act, ordinance or regulation is invalid or inoperative. But this ultra vires status of such act, ordinance or regulation has not been declared so by the High Court to which the court is subordinate or by the Supreme Court. So the subordinate court will state out the case, the facts of the case, and it will mention its opinion and support it with reasons, and then he can refer the same for the opinion of the High Court. So this is the second situation. Now when we come to order 46 rule 1, it says that where before or on the hearing of any suit or appeal wherein the decree is not subject to appeal. So meaning thereby when the court is dealing with a suit or a decree which has been referred in appeal, but as such no appeal lies, and any execution proceedings which are pending before the court, and if any question of law or usage having the force of law arises before the subordinate court, and the subordinate court is entertaining any doubt that has arisen on the question of law or usage having the force of law, then the court can either suo motu or on the application of the party refer the same for the opinion of the High Court. So these are three situations which we are going to deal in this particular video. So later on you will find out that the prior part of the 113 of CPC, wherein the court has been given discretion whether or not refer the same for the opinion of the High Court, the proviso makes it mandatory to refer the question which involves the validity of any act, ordinance or regulation for the opinion of the High Court. Why is it so? It is so because the appeal or the decree that is pending before the court is non-appealable. So even if the subordinate court makes an error, it cannot be rectified at a later stage, and therefore it is only reasonable to refer it to the High Court for proper determination of such question. Now reference is subject to certain conditions which are laid under order 46 rule 1, and if those conditions are not fulfilled, High Court will not entertain a reference which has been sent to the High Court by the Supreme Court. So what are those conditions? The conditions are that there must be a suit pending or an appeal in which the decree is not subject to appeal, meaning thereby even though no appeal lies against such decree, still a decree has been preferred. We have studied before that in this case it may be referred, it may be construed as a revision application. Next, or a pending proceeding in execution of such decree. First requirement is this. Second, a question of law or usage having the force of law must have arisen in such suit, appeal or execution proceeding, and the court which is trying such suit, appeal or executing decree must entertain a reasonable doubt on such question. So these are certain conditions which needs to be fulfilled before the High Court can entertain a reference. Now let's move to the next slide. Next slide says that the question of law on which the subordinate court may entertain a doubt, it can be divided into two classes. First is those which relate to the validity of any act, ordinance or regulation, as I have mentioned before, and other is other questions which do not fall under the first category. So as I have told you earlier, that when we talk about the second category, in that case reference by the subordinate court is optional, and when we talk about the first category, in this case reference is obligatory provided the following conditions are fulfilled. First, that such question needs to be decided in order to enable the subordinate court to dispose of the case effectively. Second, the subordinate court is of the view that such impugned act, ordinance or regulation is ultra vires, but there has been no such determination by the High Court to which such court is subordinate, or by the Supreme Court that such act, regulation or ordinance is ultra vires. So the subordinate court is of the opinion that it must have been declared as void, but it has not been done so by the High Court or the Supreme Court, then it can refer the case for reference to Supreme Court. Now, what is the objective of such provision? Objective is to enable subordinate court to obtain opinion of High Court in non-appealable cases and thereby avoid the commission of an error which could not be remedied later on, as I have told you before also. And second objective is to ensure the validity of a legislative provision is interpreted and decided by the highest court in the state. Now, moving on to the next slide. Next slide says that who may apply for a reference. So as I've told you before also, that only a court can apply for reference to the High Court, and it can be either suo motu or on a party's application, and it has been provided under Order 46 Rule 1 also. And in this statement, court means a court of civil judicature only. We are not talking about tribunals or person designator. Now, what are the power and duty of referring court? A reference can only be made in a suit, appeal or execution proceeding that is pending, and it can be made only when a subordinate court entertains a doubt on question of law. Now, this question of law must have actually arisen between the parties litigating, and the court must have been called to adjudicate the list. Now, it is very much obvious that that when we are saying the question of law must have arisen between the parties litigating, so it is very much obvious that no reference can be made on a hypothetical question, or no reference can be made on a question to seek an answer to a point which is likely to arise in the future. Now, moving on to the next slide. It talks about power and duty of High Court. So High Court's jurisdiction is consultative, and in dealing with such reference, High Court is not confined as such to the questions that are referred to it, but if any new aspect arises, the High Court can definitely consider it. Now, the High Court may answer the question which has been referred to it by the subordinate court, and such answer can be sent back to the subordinate court, and in pursuance of such answer or decision of the High Court, the subordinate court can now dispose of the case. Next, it says that High Court may refuse to answer such reference also, and it can even quash such reference that has been made by the subordinate court. Next, it says that High Court cannot make any orders on merits, nor can it make suggestion in the exercise of its power under section 113. Now, moving on to the next slide. Now, this slide talks about the procedure for hearing of such reference. So first of all, it says that the referring court will draw up a statement wherein it will write the facts of the case. Then it will formulate the question of law in which in which that particular court was entertaining a doubt, and then it will also mention what its opinion is on such question of law, and it will send it for the opinion of the High Court. Now, the subordinate court, while such reference has been made, may either stay the proceeding or it may choose to pass a decree or order, but such decree or order shall be passed contingent upon the decision of the High Court on the point that has been referred to the High Court. But even though the subordinate court can pass a decree or order, it cannot be executed until the copy of the judgment of the High Court has been received on such reference. Now, if the High Court answers the question in favor of the plaintiff, the decree shall be confirmed, but if it is answered against him, the suit shall be dismissed. Now, Order 46 Rule 3 says that the High Court may also call the parties for hearing if the parties so desire, and the High Court shall then decide the point that has been referred to it, and after that it will transmit the copy of its judgment to the subordinate court, and the subordinate court will dispose of the case in accordance with the decision of the High Court. Now, if the referring court has not complied with the conditions that has been laid down for making the reference, then High Court can return the case for amendment. Next, it says that the High Court may either alter, cancel or set aside also any decree or order that has been passed or made by the court making the reference, and make such order as it thinks fit. Now, lastly, if the reference by the subordinate court is unwarranted, then the High Court can order the judge concerned to pay personally the cost of such reference. Now, moving on to the next slide. Now, there are certain points to note. First is that if a reference has been made by the district judge to High Court for interpretation of the decision of the Supreme Court, then it is not permissible under section 113 or order 46. Now, if the High Court has no reasonable doubt, then it should not make a reference merely because he has been asked to make one. No reference can be made where the court forms an opinion which is not agreed to by any other court, or where the judge is unable to comprehend certain statutes. In that case, no reference can be made. Lastly, no reference can be made where a judge thinks that a direction by a superior court is wrong. So this is all about reference. It is a very small topic. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will soon make a video on review and revision, and then we will move on to our last topic, which is Limitation Act. Thank you so much. Stay safe, keep reading, and stay healthy. Thank you so much.